when one of my ex-students came to talk to me. His name was David. He left the university a few years earlier, and he became a consultant or some banker on Wall Street. And he worked for a big bank, and he told me that for a few weeks he worked on a big presentation for a merger that was going to happen. He worked evenings, he worked overtime, he created this beautiful presentation with statistics and graph and description. He was really proud of his work, and he really enjoyed it. And then he'd send it to his boss, and his boss said, "David, great job, the merger is canceled." And he was just devastated. And the interesting thing about this is that he said that from a functional perspective, everything was great. Here he was. He did a good job. He enjoyed it while he was doing it. His boss appreciated it, and he was certain that he would get a raise when the time came. But at the same time, he couldn't care now. And he was working on some other document at that point and just couldn't care to the same degree. Now the question is, what happened to him? What is it? Everything functional was okay, but something was missing. So to look at this, I decided to do a couple of little experiments. And the experiments we started with were about building bionicles. So bionicles are little Lego robots with about 40 pieces, and you're going to build them. And we got people to come to the student center, and we said, "Hey, why don't you build Legos for money? Do you want to build the first one? You can get $3 for it. After they finish the first one, you said, do you want to build another one? This one you can get $270 for. When you finish this one, do you want another one for $240, $210, $180, and so on, a diminishing pay rate. And people basically had to decide when they want to stop. At what time the money they were getting from building Legos was not worth their time. And we did this in one of two conditions. The first one was just like the way I described to you now. People build one Lego after another, after another, after another. And when they finished building all these Legos, when they finished building each of them, we took them and put them under the desk. And we told them that when they finished the whole experiment, we would take them, we would break them back, we'll put them back in the boxes for the next participant in the experiment. This is what we call the meaningful condition. It's not really big meaning, but we're academics, little meaning. The second experiment we call the Sisyphic condition. And in this experiment, people started building one Lego, and when they finished it, we took it back from them, and we said, do you want to build another one? And if they wanted to build another one, we handed them back the second one, but as they were working on the second one, we were taking apart the first one in front of their eyes. Right? And then if they wanted to build a third one, we would give them that one back. So it was a complete recycling. And we called it the Sisyphic condition after Sisyphus, who kind of pushed the rock over the same hill over and over. And you can ask yourself, how much of the demotivating aspect of Sisyphus come from the fact that he pushed the same rock on the same hill versus if it was a different hill every time, right? So building something, having it destroyed in front of your eyes, and then building it again seemed kind of an essential element for being unmotivated. And here's what we got. In a meaningful condition, people build about 11 robots. In the Sisyphus condition, they build 7. We also asked other people, didn't participate in the experiment, to predict what would people do. How much more would people build in the meaningful condition and the Sisyphic condition? And people predicted correctly, but they dramatically underestimated the effect. People thought that the difference would be about one robot, the difference was much, much larger. Right? So we all